All right, thank you for staying with Daybreak. The State of the Nation discussion starts now. So what action should be taken going forward after the scenes that was seen yesterday? Trevor Mbija at Citizen TV Kenya used the hashtag Daybreak. Well, let's see some of your feedback in just a bit. Honorable Godfrey Osotsi is here, Vihiga Senator. Honorable Dr. Boni Alwale is here, Kakamega Senator. And Honorable John Kagusha Mukurueni, Member of Parliament, is with us. Honorable Edwin Sifuna, Nairobi Senator, is yet to come. As soon as he comes in, we'll rope him into the discussion. But let's start this right now. And I'll start with you, Honorable Alwale. How would you describe the events of yesterday?
Completely unacceptable, completely ungodly, and completely primitive. Let me tell you, I wish discussions and debates on these panels could contribute to leadership of the country. We would then be asking each and every one of us, what would you do if you're president? The topic today is, where do we go from here? I want to tell you for a fact, for the last as many demonstrations as I care to remember, the perpetrators of the violence have been hiding in Article 37 of the Constitution. Give it to them. But if that is the case, then they have been testing the Constitution. We need to test the Constitution even more, pursuant to what they believe they are doing is constitutional, by testing the principle that no Kenyan is above the Constitution. And way forward is only going to be found in testing that particular aspect of the Constitution, i.e. the perpetrators to have their day in court. And what they are expecting is the drama of arrests, somebody being dragged to CID headquarters or to a police station. I want to appeal to the Attorney General and the DPP and the CID to keep away from drama. They should do it in the way the ICC did it. They name the 3, the 4, the 5 most responsible people. They don't arrest them. They draft charges and they invite them to come to court. The way Uhuru and Ruto were invited to court in the ICC. They invite the most responsible people, in this case, Raila Odinga, Martha Karua, Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa. They be invited in court. And then we test the Constitution.
Okay.
After that, a decision will be made. And it will be nothing out of this world. In South Africa, Jacob Zuma, the Constitution of South Africa was tested on him. All members of his tribe, I believe they are called Zulus, they poured into the streets. But the Constitution was tested and it worked. Until we do this, we are not going to bring this chaos to an end.
Okay.
The government should keep away from drama. And let me tell you, when Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto went to the ICC, I know for a fact, I never saw them carrying a machete. They never fired a single gun, but they bore the greatest responsibility.
Okay.
And that's why they went. In conclusion,
yeah.
Why did Ruto and Uhuru not have their day in Kenya? It is because the belief at that time was that justice was going to be served better in the ICC and not in Kenya. The option of them being tried here was always there.
Okay.
So because now we have a robust constitution in place, our offices of CDI, DCI, DPP, and the Attorney General are stronger, our courts are vibrant.
Yeah.
Let us test this. This is unlawful. People are losing lives.
Okay.
I did not come into leadership. I did not come out of theater, where I used to spend sometimes 14 hours in a day operating people, to come and superintend on destruction of the artifacts of development like the express highway. No.
Okay. All right. Let me bring in Kagusha on this. Kagusha, how would you describe the events of yesterday?
Very unfortunate and unconstitutional. And clearly what is happening is ODM is trying to take advantage of the challenges that Kenyans have gone through. Because one of the questions we ask, are Kenyans having challenges? And the answer is yes. Do we have a high cost of living? The answer is yes. And that is a challenge. Did the Kenya Kwanza government cause this problem? Of course, the answer is no. Did Ruto cause this problem of high cost of living? The question is no. I mean, the answer is no. And so Kenyans are having a problem that they have come a long way with. And I dare say that it is darkest before dawn. And we are at the point where Kenya is almost crossing over from the challenges that it has faced over a period of time. And definitely that were caused by the same handshake brothers that are now taking advantage of the same challenges that Kenyans are going through. And I would really want to talk to Kenyans as we address this, that yes, it's important to understand that we have challenges that we have been facing as a country, and that the Kenya Kwanza government has come up with certain proposals on how to solve these problems. Some of them may be a little bit difficult, may not be as palatable, but we must also not allow people who are coming from a problem of denial, people who have bitterness about the same Kenyans who did not vote them in, now would like to destroy the country and destroy the lives of the same Kenyans because they want to revenge for not being elected. The situation we find ourselves is like someone who goes to a hospital, a children's hospital, and finds children queuing because they all have a flu, which apparently one of the people who are now approaching these children introduced. And the flu that the children are suffering from must be removed or must be finished by an injection that must be done on them. And when they are on the queue waiting for the doctor to do an injection, of course they are all crying because they are going to be injected. And then someone now comes shouting, don't allow the doctor to inject you. It is painful. It's painful to be injected. And what the children, of course, will do is to react and, of course, be in support of the person who is saving them from the injection. But that help them. If they are not injected, then the children will finally, of course, succumb to the flu. So we have ODM and Azimio Brigade, which is acting like that person shouting to children who are on a queue in hospital waiting for an injection. They are telling them, you're going to have a challenge with this injection. It's painful, and you must not allow the doctor to do the injection. And of course, sometimes Kenyans, feel like this is a person who is on their side because he's helping them not to go through the injection. But is that the solution? We as Kenyans must be very careful not to get into a trap of people who have trapped us for so long, and now they want to trap us more as they lie to us that they are seeking to deliver us or to help us, when they are the ones who actually put us into this flu. We have the challenges that we have been facing, but we also have the injection that we have to go through to be able to come out of these challenges. And of course, really, we understand that one of the things that we really must do is now to see also how we raise our own funds locally to be able to solve our problems. And now someone would like to ensure that we don't get out of the hole that we have been in. Now, why I see this as unconstitutional? Even though Article 37 of the Constitution allows picketing, demonstration, and presentation of petitions to public authorities, it doesn't in any way allow for the kind of violence that we are seeing. It doesn't allow for the kind of destruction of property that we have seen. The Article 24D of the same Constitution does give limitations of freedoms of expression and of course, the rights that we have as Kenyans. And it clearly states how the freedoms and rights can be limited. And the limitation is clear. where now you start going overboard.
Yeah.
Your enjoyment of your right, your enjoyment of your freedom must not infringe on my own enjoyment of my own freedoms and my own rights, because my rights and my freedoms are just as important as yours. Now, what we saw yesterday is some people trying to go overboard, taking advantage, of course, of a situation which we all agree is a challenge, which we have not caused, and now which we seek to remove people from. Now someone takes advantage of that, causes distraction, lies to Kenyans to make them get into trouble, especially the young people who are hired. And unfortunately, the same people who put them in that trouble are the same people now paying them peanuts so that they don't get out of it.
Okay. Osoti, how would you describe the events of yesterday?
I've listened very carefully to my two colleagues. And first of all, I want to start by sending my condolences to the families who lost their loved ones.
Really?
In these demonstrations. One
hypocrisy.
There was, you had your time. I didn't make noise. I listened to you very carefully. The police brutality was to another level yesterday. And we saw the way the police behaved. They beat up people. They unnecessarily threw tear gas at the crowds of peacefully demonstrating Kenyans. And what happened yesterday, we must blame it on the police. And Trevor, you have been in this country. What happened yesterday had been planned. You saw, and I want to challenge you, Trevor, to play some of the clips here. You saw the president himself warning that he will not allow people to demonstrate. You saw Kindiki himself threatening Kenyans who will go to demonstrate. I even saw a clip of a member of parliament from Kuria West, Honorable Robbie, telling the police to shoot and kill Kenyans who will demonstrate. And you even saw that Kenya Kwanza has even prepared a bill. And the bill, they want to bring it on the floor of National Assembly to outlaw demonstrations because of killings and because of destruction of property. So all these things, it is their script, it is their narrative to try and link peaceful demonstration to destruction of property, to killings. And we know for sure that even in those demonstrations, they had planted goons with guns to go and kill Kenyans. The reason why we had to cancel our rally in Kamkunji at the last minute is because we got information that goons had been planted to shoot at Kenyans.
Yeah, but this is statements that you make as Azimio.
Yes, but I'm telling you,
evidence at all.
I am telling you,
you haven't even reported this to the police.
Trevor, I have seen on social media a plainclothes individual with a gun walking alongside the police. It is there in social media. And many, many other places, that's what was happening. So this issue of killing, all the people who died in the demonstration yesterday, they were killed by the police. They were shot by the police. No single individual was killed because of injuries, maybe stone thrown at him. They were all killed through the gun. And this is the information you have. And as Azimio, we are documenting all the people who were killed and why they were killed for action.
But we also know some.
And I want to tell you, Trevor, I have been in these demonstrations. Kenyans demonstrate peacefully. It only becomes violent when the police throw tear gas or start fighting the demonstrators. You saw the demonstration in Siaya yesterday. Hundreds of people demonstrating peacefully. There was no police intervention, and it ended in a short time and people went home. Last week, I was in demonstration in Vihiga County, Luanda, and Mbale.
Yeah.
And the police escorted us when we were demonstrating. There was no single destruction of property. There was no injuries to anyone.
Yeah.
There were no killings.
Okay.
It only becomes a problem when the police come and start throwing tear gas or disrupting a peaceful assembly of people.
Okay.
So we are asking the government that if they are really genuine, that they want to protect lives, as President Ruto had put it, then they must provide security and they must not start fighting the peaceful people who have assembled to demonstrate. Okay. Because demonstration is a right in the Constitution.
All right.
And some of the things they want to do...
Peacefully and unarmed.
Yeah. Some of the things they want to do, they are unconstitutional.
Okay.
When, and you know, yesterday was very ironical.
Yeah.
In the sense that we have, Kenyans are demonstrating. And they have genuine reasons why they're demonstrating.
Yeah.
It is not just a cost of living. It is also high taxation. And high taxation, he has talked about two brothers, handshake brothers. High taxation has been caused by this regime. Raila and Ruto are not there. They are not there. So yesterday was ironical in the sense that Kenyans were being beaten by the same government that is supposed to protect them, while in State House, the president was entertaining another president who has one of the worst records of violation of human rights. What a contradiction. So we are saying that Kenyans should be given the space to demonstrate peacefully, and the police who are being financed by the taxpayers should be there to provide security to the people who are demonstrating.
Okay.
They should not become the tormentors of Kenyans who are peacefully demonstrating. Raila Odinga the other day went to town.
Yeah.
When he went to town, people assembled there, and he addressed them, and they went home peacefully. There were no destruction of property.
Okay.
There was no killings.
All right.
The other day he went for lunch with the other Azimio principal.
So
you had your chance.
Let's say what Alola
This is my chance. There was no destruction of property. It only becomes that when, you know, these people fear crowds.
Okay.
They know that they have wronged Kenyans. Okay. And they don't want to give them space to express their thoughts.
Okay,
so they will be there to block them. They will be there to block them.
Seriously speaking, is like Otsotsi is a visitor in Jerusalem. Otsotsi, you know, I'm wondering whether you're actually describing the ODM demonstrations. You know,
they are not ODM. No, let me correct you.
No. Just give me a minute.
You know you're obsessed.
No, Otsotsi.
They are not ODM.
Otsotsi.
The civil society was there.
Seriously speaking.
Other Kenyans were there. It's not just ODM.
I don't know whether you watched what was happening at Mlolongo. You know, those gentlemen.
They are your goons.
Those gentlemen.
Those are your goons.
Come on.
Okay.
Those are your goons.
Let him finish. Just write it down, then I'll come to you. So
Kagusha doesn't have goons, my brother.
I'm talking about Kenya Kwanza goons.
And Kenya Kwanza doesn't have a history of these kind of violent demonstrations. I'm telling you, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto went through a very difficult moment as a deputy president, but also like the leader of opposition in this country for 5 years, when the two handshake brothers were so hard on him, intimidated him, arm-twisted him. But the gentleman, at no one time did he ever call maandamano and those kind of demonstrations.
He was in government.
In fact,
he was a deputy president.
Even though he was a deputy president, the truth of the matter is, William Samoei Ruto was like the opposition leader in this country for 5 years. And I'm telling you, this gentleman engaged Kenyans on persuasion. He was moving from village to village, talking to Kenyans and persuading them. But I'm also now looking at what has been happening with ODM. Over the years, they have mastered the art of demonstrations and destructive and violent demonstrations. And that is their brand. That is their trademark. That's how they have operated. And clearly, I think Otsotsi also need to listen to himself when he's talking. He is saying Raila Odinga was in town 2 days ago. Nobody touched him. Nobody disrupted. Police did not come on board. And he did what he was doing and went back home. He has given an example of Siaya. You saw what happened there. People went they protested and went back home. In Nyeri, you saw the matatu drivers and such were skipping and playing volleyball. Nobody touched them. They did what they were doing and they went home. Why does the police come on board. It's after those kind of violent incidences. And you need to understand, for sure, the police force that we're having now is too restrained, to the extent that some people in government who could actually get very, very uncomfortable. They're so restrained, so restrained. And when these young men come out violently and they destroy property, that is where police come and intervene. And we have seen those interventions. And by the way, the kind of destruction that you are seeing at Mlolongo is a demonstration, actually is something that warrants even use of force by police. And that would be very, very constitutional. Because once you start destroying that kind of a property, and you even close a road like that, basically what you're doing is that you are crippling the same economy that you want to talk for, that you want to help come out of the red zone. So, my brother, you are known. And everyone knows ODM. Okay. It has come for many years, this kind of violent demonstrations. These violent engagements, and this is something that they must know that it is now passed by time. Okay. We have a new generation, we have a new way of thinking, and we must use persuasion and convincing and influencing rather than use of this kind of force.
All right. Alol, is it true that it's the police who caused this chaos when they throw tear gas? Because this is a narrative we've heard from us.
When I hear a senator who has been an MP for 5 years shift the blame to the police, I start wondering, is the problem education? Is the problem the office we occupy? Or is the problem ignorance, so to speak? Because Senator Osotsi knows very well that the primary role of the state is to protect lives and property. And the state does that through the security organs. And under the Constitution of Kenya, it's only the state that enjoys the monopoly of force. That provided, and also this is a very intelligent professional, how can then he dare tell people that it is the police which is provoking this youth? Osotsi, that opportunity was given at Mlolongo yesterday. And in broad daylight, the goons you paid came and started destroying the expressway in a similar manner that they uprooted the rail line in Kibera. The police was not going to just sit there and allow the mayhem to go unattended. And that's exactly what invited the problem. Osotsi, for your information, my security lives in Kayole. My driver lives in Mtindwa. They dropped me at my residence at 6:30 p.m. But it was not until 11 p.m. last night that they were able to access their houses. Reason? The criminal elements for which you have no responsibility, Mheshimiwa, now took up the responsibility, not the responsibility, took up the opportunity now to loot. They looted people. Matatus were dropping people as far away in Mutindwa as that supermarket that was destroyed. I don't know, I've forgotten its name. So, if the state does not intervene, is Senator Osotsi asking the head of state, the security organs, to surrender the Republic of Kenya to criminals? I know that was not your intention. Osotsi, let me teach you this one. The greatest victors of demonstration were only two in the history of the world. It was Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King. And they succeeded because of non-violence. Article 37, in which all of you hide, has got only two catchwords. Two. The first one is you are free to picket, demonstrate, do what? But you must be unarmed. The second one is not peaceful.
Yeah.
Peaceful is a lower threshold. The second one is actually peaceably.
Okay.
You are supposed to demonstrate peaceably. And allow me to tell Osoti what that means, because apparently it doesn't appear to appreciate that. Peaceable demonstration is a higher threshold because it means you demonstrate, but quietly. You demonstrate peacefully. You demonstrate using non-violent means. And this one is the most difficult. You demonstrate without anger. That is the English meaning of the word peacefully. Now, earlier on in this debate, I have said that the people who bear the maximum responsibility should be in court. I look forward to the lawyers of ODM, and there are many, to be in court and face the prosecutor when he says, my lords, Article 37 was breached because the demonstration was not quiet. They challenge it. The demonstration was non-violent. Was violent. They challenge it. The demonstration was accompanied with a lot of wanga. They challenge it. We want to test the Constitution. And Mr. Osoti, as I conclude, you are cowards. You and Sifuna, you are big cowards. The office of the leader of the minority is opposite my office. And Osoti and Sifuna, yesterday, they were hiding in that office the whole day up to 4 p.m.
They never went.
Because the leader of the minority, Senator Mathayo, is out of the country. They have been hiding under his skirt. They were hiding there. They drank gallons upon gallons of tea, paid for by taxpayers, waiting to see whether the goons they had paid were earning their money. So the shame on you. In Majengo, in Vihiga, and Mbale, you paid the youth 1,500.
And this you can table as evidence?
Yes, I have evidence, because I'll bring the people. I can even give you messages here. So this youth, you paid 1,500 shillings. They came on the streets, and within 2 minutes, they had been flashed out.
Okay.
You quickly jumped onto a vehicle and drove to Mumias, where you could then be seen on rooftops of your cars, looking like we are doing demonstrations.
Okay.
Well,
I am telling you, don't gag me. Yeah. I am telling you, people like Osoti, they don't know where we have come from as a country.
Okay.
Osoti and Sifuna, listen to me. You are my younger brothers. I have led demonstrations in this city, and at no time did I use violence.
Yeah.
We would sit, I remember,
we've seen
on Harambe Avenue, rolling on the streets, peacefully. That is the way to
Alwale, we've seen you with rocks before. Some of them are
yes.
back. In fact, we're going to bring up that.
Relax. I have to prosecute my case here today.
Okay.
Yes, I am proudly the owner of that footage, of the photo when I was carrying stones, of the clip when I confronted the goons, because I know they are my neighbors.
Okay.
Luos are my neighbors. If you don't take them on, they will kill you. So if I had not taken them on, and that was not a demonstration, it was an election rally in Kibera. If I had not taken them on, they would have killed me.
Okay.
Where I come from, you are cast if you are killed in a violent situation. You are cast by elders if you are hit from the back. But if you are hit from the front, you are celebrated and Shirembe is played for you.
Right.
So I was not allowing anybody to go and kill me and celebrate and dance on my grave. I had to face them, and that's how I came out.
Okay, I have to take a quick break. Osoti, I'll give you a chance to respond. On the way, Sifuna is also here. I'll give him a chance to respond as soon as we come back from this break. A lot of feedback coming through at Trevor Mbidi at Citizen TV. Kenya, use the hashtag Daybreak. See you in just a bit.